would you want to avoid? They're trying to come for the mayor though. Talking about he's spending money like he ain't dropped crime rates.
Hey, I'm not related to him.
I saw that. Someone's like, man, this is the lowest homicide rate in the last 50 years. Let that man have his crab
seafood boy.
Seafood boy.
Right.
Oh boy. Well, the red light is
X to be still stupid, man.
My bad. Is it not working?
It says, but I got the notification.
No, it's not popping up. It's all right. There it is. It's on. I'm looking at it now.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, the red light is on. You know what that means, right? Mm-hmm. The Wrestling Rum Now podcast is back for another enriching episode. And per the usual, we have to answer another $1 million question. For all these $1 million questions we have answers to, somebody's got to start cutting the check. But the question is, did CM Punk, did he cross the line? Also, we have to review this year's WWE Elimination Chamber results and some things that might affect the main event at WrestleMania. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, buck your seatbelts. It's an anniversary year, and we are back once again for another episode of the Wrestling Rum Now podcast. So let's get it.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes!
Oh yeah! Woo!
Welcome to another episode of the Wrestling Rum Now podcast, where we take a deeper dive into the world of professional wrestling. Now, I'm your host, yours truly, the realist himself, the real Dwayne Allen, and he is your host, not just any guy, but the belt guy. Brandon, the guy who should be in the chat any moment, is in the building, and he is your host, Mr. Super Producer, Brother Hugh. A to the A to the S, D to the H to the E, 3 to the R to the D is in the building, and he is your host, the man, the myth, the legend, the founder of the Wrestling Rum, and still in 2026, Miss Steel, your goddamn show. Hollywood. Brian H. Waters is in the building. Brothers, welcome. We're back for another episode of the Wrestling Rum Now podcast, and we have a lot to talk about. We got some controversy in the building. We've got a title change. We've got some fans, not too enthused by what's going on, but we are officially on the road to WrestleMania. But it'd be rude of me not to ask you guys, how are you feeling? We're back, brothers. We got another episode that we have to kind of dive in and bring a different level of superior wrestling intellect to the masses. I'm talking about Wrestling Rum University tonight. Wait till we get into this. But how you guys feeling?
Ready to talk wrestling.
Okay,
I'm with it. I'm always ready. Let's go. Let's get it.
Well, listen. Well, let's not waste any time. For goodness sakes, this is an anniversary year, and if once again, if you've been living under a rock, 15 years of the Wrestling Rum, 15 years of shenanigery, 15 years of superior wrestling intellect is officially upon us in the year of 2026. Myself, Brian H. Waters, Brother Hugh, and Brother Guy, we have been up and down the roads, bringing all this pro wrestling joy to the masses for so long, and we are officially celebrating in all year long in 2026. We have so much to come. We have a lot of television specials. Yes, we do have a television special coming. Maybe some documentary previews, as well as some vlogs and some, a return of the flagship show of the Wrestling Rum. All of that stuff will be coming really, really soon. And we appreciate you all for sticking with us for so long. And stay tuned to all of our social media pages. This podcast obviously and everything that we're connected to for some updates, because trust me, once the weather starts to break, you're going to start to see some things unravel. And oh boy, some of it is embarrassing, but some of it is quite enriching. But like I said, if you're not familiar with what we've been doing for the last 15 years, just take a trip down memory lane just real quick. And there you have it. So, like I said, we're here to celebrate all year long, 2026, 15 years of the wrestling realm. But we're also celebrating a holiday season because we are on the road to WrestleMania. And WrestleMania in Las Vegas is starting to heat up. But there's a couple of things we have to get into first before we jump right into it. So listen, brothers, you guys feeling pretty good to have this conversation? Now, I warned you. I did. I told you earlier today. I said, listen, you guys got to come with your hats. It's because I'm talking about we are going to crack open the level of education in the space of pro wrestling tonight. Don't be nervous, brother. Here, you got that nervous. You like, oh shoot, hey, ready to go again. I trust you. I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be enriching, but I'm going to force you to look within yourself. We as fans, we have seen so much, we have experienced so much, and we have the ability to break things down, no pun intended to you, Brian H., and help those who may not be as familiar with the psychology of pro wrestling, what is necessary for them to know as we go into WrestleMania season. But without further ado, let's just jump right into the show. So we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to ask our co-hosts, Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa, to do us the honors of ringing the bell so we can get this show started the correct way. Gentlemen?
Want to ring the bell?
Ding, ding.
Every week we do a segment on the show known as What Did You Watch? Now, what exactly is What Did You Watch? I'm glad you asked. What Did You Watch is a segment we do where the brothers catch up and we discuss all the things we watched this week, which we kind of already know. But we watch these things to get our minds and our hearts in a very enriched space. I keep saying enrich a lot. And an enriched space for us to have these intelligent wrestling conversations. So without further ado, gentlemen, let's dive into What Did You Watch? Brought to you by good friends at SeatGeek. If you're looking to purchase tickets to concerts, live shows, sporting events, and more, head over to SeatGeek.com where you can use our promo code Wrestling Realm for any one-time purchase of $50 or more. That's promo code Wrestling Realm on any one-time purchase of $50 or more. There it is. What did you watch? So, judging by the retro gaming sound you just heard, What Did You Watch has officially started for those who are listening. Good brothers. Now, should we waste any time? I think not. Let's just jump right into it. We know what the heck we watched this week. Elimination Chamber. Let's start at the top. Fellas, how are we feeling about this year's Elimination Chamber? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it ugly? Are you guys satisfied with the results? Does this lead us into what we were looking for as we're trying to figure out where we stand as far as WrestleMania is concerned? Talk to the people.
Mm.
What is that, brother? You okay? That's just, now I'm inquisitive based off your response to that. Like, okay, you immediately got my attention, good brother.
Well, you know how it is with me.
Mm-hmm.
The first time is usually a little rough. The second time through,
you had to watch it back.
The second time through, I had to make sense of things. But
you're never liking things anymore when you watch it the first time. What was the last time he watched it? He was just like, I wasn't feeling. Was it Rumble? The Royal Rumble was like, I wasn't feeling it. But upon further review, I realized necessities. That was
like, absolutely.
I'm intrigued now. I got to hear this.
The women's match, it was predictable to me, as I said last show. Rhea Ripley was going to win. That's the only person that made sense, to win that match. AJ, Becky.
You had quite a few opinions about this, brother. At least the following Monday you did.
To me, it looks, you could tell that there was no chemistry. There was a lack of chemistry in the match. AJ hasn't been in a singles match in a while, so that definitely showed.
Okay.
As far as how the match went, it didn't make too much sense to me to have Jessica hit her head on a turnbuckle, a metal turnbuckle, and she no-sold it. But then she gets kicked in the head and she's out for 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay, all right, what's going on? You know what I mean? It didn't make sense to me. So that's just me being petty. But I get the storyline. I get where they were going with it. But I lied to you not. I remember I said Becky was going to win that match. As soon as I saw Jessica, I was like, oh, here we go. Yep. The shenanigans. AJ's going to win it. And it's cute that they got
this guy when the shenanigans came up, though. Does that count for something for you? It's got to count for something, brother. Here,
right?
It's like you may not have liked it, but I know you appreciate. Okay, you got me with the shenanigans.
I did. But CM Punk, Finn Balor, the first match was better, 100%. It was what I expected. CM Punk to go over. I did love the entrance, though. We have to address the entrance. The entrance was iconic for many reasons. And once that happened, we knew he wasn't losing at all. We already knew he wasn't going to lose it in the first place. But
no, when you come out to Michael Jordan's music, Chicago Bulls Championship Glory, like, yeah, all right. Well, you kind of told us how this is about to go down.
Facts. And then I saw the jacket. The jacket was smooth too. So I saw Larry on the back. I was like, oh, no, he's definitely not losing. But yeah, that and then
you saw Larry on the back.
Exactly. The only thing that pissed me off about the men's chamber was the decoy. I was like, all right, hold on. The first dude came out, he climbed on the outside of the cage. I'm like, how you gonna get on? How you gonna get inside? Like, how you gonna make something happen? But I mean, I got it from when it first happened. I was like, all right, he's obviously a decoy. But then Seth came in, called it. As soon as he stepped up on that last step, and he did like this little shoulder shrug when he dipped into the ring. I said, that's Seth,
you knew
bro.
It was him.
That's Seth. So I like the ending. I like how they brought it all together, brought the storyline together with the masked men and whatnot. It was a cool way they did it. Brian called it. I wasn't expecting Randy, but he called it. Brother H knows what he's talking about.
Hear that, Brian H? Brother Hugh gave you a compliment. Is it the blood moon out? I can't tell. Was that the other day?
It must be.
Had to be the other day. I can't remember.
Randy, but other than that, I'm good. It was good. It was cool. It was solid. It served its purpose. It advanced storylines. Oh, I forgot about Danhausen. That pissed me off.
Okay. All right. This is great. See, I'm glad you brought it up because clearly, like, I have a picture of it. So I was glad somebody brought Danhausen up. So this is going to be fun. But go ahead. What do you have to say about Danhausen's debut in WWE?
I like Danhausen, and I like what if they book him the right way, I like what he's going to bring to the table.
Okay.
But we built this up for 3 weeks to get Danhausen. No disrespect, but to get Danhausen.
Yes. And
I was just like, okay. This is the first time I watched it, though. I was like, all right, okay. This is it. He came out of the box.
Did you not think it wasn't Danhausen? Let me ask you that.
No, I was just hoping it was something different.
Think about it. Who else is going to come out of anybody in a box in WWE?
Well, first of all, I was hoping there was nobody in the box, first of all. That's what I was hoping, because, you got to think about it. 3 weeks, somebody in the box, there's no holes in the box. That person's probably dead now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You remember the last person that was in the box that showed up on WWE?
Who was that, bro?
Remember Chainsaw Charlie came out? In the box with a chainsaw. Henceforth the name Chainsaw Charlie.
Right.
Go ahead. Continue about Danhausen. I like your insight. Your insights are always funny to me because it's like, oh, here he goes. Let's go.
No, man, it's just I was just expecting more. I wanted more. Personally, I wanted more. I knew what we was going to get, but I wanted more because it just didn't make sense to me.
I think that was the general reaction that he got. But I'm going to explain it. I'm telling you, I'm about to put my professor hat. If I had my graduation cap with me, I would put it on right now. But I'm gonna let
you take it. Go ahead.
And I'm gonna let Brian H. Let you finish. I'm gonna let Brian H. give his 2 cents before we double back to some of these topics. But as you can see, I had a Danhausen picture ready just in case one of you guys brought it up. But that's hilarious. But
that's all I had to say about it real quick. It served its purpose because it was so bad that everybody was talking about it still on social media. So it served its purpose. I just didn't get it. It was a box. Then it was another box. Then it was a bunch of girls. Then it was Danhausen.
I can't
And
wait
I was
to.
like, okay, all right.
I cannot wait to explain this one. This is going to be funny.
Break it down for me, brother.
I will, trust me. Just hold on for a second. Just let Brian Nace tell everybody how you felt about Elimination Chamber. Oh, Danhausen. I'm going to explain housing. Get it? See what I did there?
I like it. I like it.
Okay. All right. Just, Brian Nace.
What's up, fam?
What up, fam? Fam's in the building.
What it do?
Intro man for Marina. I feel like he was gonna be used well.
Yeah,
Man.
see, I'm telling you, there's a general consensus when it comes to Danhausen, and I cannot wait to explain it. But go ahead, Brian H. How did you feel about Elimination Chamber? Talk to the people.
Here's my thing, right? I think I enjoyed it. Now, shout out to Queen PR in the chat. We was live on Those Wrestling Girls channel. We was doing a watch along. So just the second one. And I think y'all gotta come through next time. I'm just sitting
I was
there
supposed to be those, but I was on a basketball court with a bunch of
it was a lot going on.
It was a lot going on. I didn't get back in the house too late.
Right. That's
I
I
watched
knew.
iPad, by the way. That was called by Adam. Sorry.
Yes.
I want to make sure
That's
that
crazy.
detail is like he had it like this in his hand. I'm like, bro, please. I'm sorry, Brian H. I mean,
You're raising a monster.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is definitely a wrestling house now. Thanks to you, Brian. I didn't realize until you said something maybe 2 weeks ago.
But
I'm gonna tell you why. Story time, the realness. I told it's gonna be one of those nights. Go ahead, Brian H. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it out now before you go because I don't want to cut you off anymore. But go ahead.
You're good. It's an
you.
open invite for 2 of the 3 in a row.
Yeah, she
I
real
was like,
funny.
Brother Hugh, it's rock, paper, scissors between you
know
and
what
I.
I'm
I'm not sure.
I already know what that means. But that's all right. God bless.
But yeah, so I we watching it, right? So you kind of get like instant reactions right away, and then just kind of instant commentary. So sometimes if I'm like going one way left, I'm like, oh, okay. It's fun hearing perspectives, and always fun seeing perspectives of people. But I think I really enjoyed the show. I don't know. I think maybe I was watching a different women's match from Brother Hugh because I wanted to see Kiana James and Tiffany Stratton kind of go at it.
Mm-hmm.
But they showed out. They worked well together. Tiffany coming out and said stuff she would never have said that, with this. She's one of the people, like they said, none of that stuff would have been said during the Vince McMahon days, where she said, look, my character was boring. I wasn't doing nothing. She said that on somebody's show last week or a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, yeah, but in ring, now she was tanned as all get out. I mean, God, at least she was the color of Brother Hugh's hoodie.
She was holding out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
With Michelle McCool gear on.
Right. But
Wow.
but you saw Rhea definitely play the veteran move, like, when you hang around a lot of wrestlers, you know how they start thinking when they kind of got some age on them. Not age as in she's an old woman, but like I ain't getting into that early, like Randy Orton. They ain't getting in the chamber early, being the workhorse of that match. But I thought Raquel looked good. So I didn't think it was boring. I mean, and this is what I would say to my good brother over there. Just because you know it's gonna happen, don't always mean it's bad. Or
I didn't say it was bad.
I
Look
didn't
at
know.
you ain't paying attention. You ain't paying attention.
He said, look at you.
I didn't say that. I just said it was predictable.
Existential,
Didn't say
my
I
brother.
didn't enjoy it.
But you all right, bad. Okay. You said, man, it sounded
I said
like,
that about AJ Lee.
no,
Let's
it sounded
get it
like
right,
he was burying. It sounded like he was burying the show
some
at
Q-tips.
first.
You need Q-tips.
No,
That's what you're talking about. They hit the
Anyway.
ears, they swab it a little bit. Okay, that's what
Hey,
you're saying.
yo.
Okay, I'm just saying.
But what I'm saying is, you made it seem like I didn't think you enjoyed the show.
Mhm.
And what I said, sometimes a show can be predictable.
Mhm.
Doesn't always mean it's not enjoyable. It's just that I will say that we just have a lot of superior wrestling intellect. We've been doing this so long. So sometimes, I mean, I would definitely say we book better than 3H's. But
He just doesn't. He just won't
It
give
was
Triple H
Always
credit.
gotta get a shot
He
in, bro.
just,
Like,
hold on, man. He just can't help himself. He won't.
hey,
Just,
I
all right.
actually brought it up the other day
Mm-mm-mm.
that there was a challenge that I had to do where I couldn't talk bad about Hunter for 6 weeks and I passed. But overall though, I thought, like I said, the AJ Lee and Becky Lynch For me, I think what I enjoyed was finally getting to see the match. I'm not in the camp that wants to see them running back at WrestleMania by any means.
Wow.
I don't think I'm going to get the match I want because the person I want to see her wrestle is not in the gauntlet match on Monday, and that's Roxanne Perez. I just think Roxanne and AJ is just like, we do this for the men all the time. We give them their dream matches. It's time. Like, the ladies are young enough that they're wrestling their heroes. So let's get some of these matches. Not like where it's like AJ and Becky, where it's like, I respect you because I was over in Ireland coming up and you were in here changing ways. No, Roxanne was a little girl growing up watching AJ. So that's a match I want to see. But, Punk, the entrance, it was everything. I kind of wish that would have closed the show, but I obviously understand why it didn't. But I thought maybe he deserved to close the show. But, CM Punk kind of looking older there, but he's smarter. No, look, follow me, right? You used to, and this also, all right, I can't review what I've been doing, but I can say what I've been doing. No, it's certain embargoes. I've been playing WWE. I've been playing WWE 2K16, right? So I've finished the showcase. I've seen the whole CM Punk journey, right? And when they throw the videos, there's a certain pace you was used to, right?
That's true. I see what you mean.
And CM Punk is so good because he can still make his matches enjoyable with his real wrestlers and his real dance partners, where when we was watching him in AEW, it kind of looked like he couldn't keep up, right?
Yeah.
But when they wasn't dancing, a lot of times you got to go in there and you got to essentially protect your dance partner, right? And Brother Famsto in the chat, it's like we was talking about the pocket. And he was saying, like, when he was on Breaking Through Glass Ceilings, which y'all can check out in the archives, Brother Fam is on there, talking about how they podcast in the pocket, right? And in music, I know when I'm playing with my dad and he's on the guitar and I'm playing the drums,
Big H.
Certain Sundays he give me that look like, I ain't for your stuff today. That means don't go too fast. Then it'd be them days when he be like, they done played the Michael Jordan music and he ready to go.
He in that bag. Yeah, I seen it.
You seen it. But then there's been times when I'm playing with people I don't like, and I said, okay, let's see how good you are. Hence, listen to Shawn Michaels, how he acted before his match with Diesel. Listen to that before that program, and then boom, right? And go out there and show out. So what I saw was I watched him and Finn Balor work very methodically. So where brother Hugh, I can understand why you say you like the other match better. Raw, it felt like they had to kind of like showcase, and they're in a different audience. They catered to that overseas audience. They had to kind of give them a treat. And he probably was like, look, we in Chicago, we ain't even gotta do all that. They just gonna be happy to hear the music, both theme songs, and
then we gave them the Chicago Bulls intro, so they're satisfied before we even get out there. Psychology, work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, Randy Orton winning, it just to me made sense, but they took me for a ride.
They did.
One thing I did not like.
Danhausen.
No, that's Logan Paul.
What's wrong with Logan?
I ain't like him eliminating Trick and Javon, man.
Come on, bro. They got him. They jumped him first of all. We got our Black History moment.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
No, we did. I know what you get ready to say.
You know what I mean? We got it.
I didn't like it. I was like, nah, man, come on. Both of them got to eat the pin to him.
He said they jumped him. He's the established vet in that group. What you saying?
He is.
Man, let somebody else pin him. Cody. I mean, whatever. I ain't like it. I ain't like him hitting that move on Javon. I thought he botched it, and I'm like, golly. So all of this going on.
He's one of the major heels in that. He was
Logan Paul's up next, and you know it.
Oh, I would never doubt that. He needs to get far away from Paul Heyman as possible.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know.
I never thought he needed Paul Heyman.
No.
Maybe it's real wise man stuff. Maybe that's why. That's the only reason I can think of it, right? You heard the stories about when in the great year of 1993.
That was the year WrestleMania 9 was it?
Right before WrestleMania 9. We saw that the story of the first main event was Jimmy Hart turning rescuing Brutus Beefcake because he didn't want Money Inc. to go too far, hitting him with the briefcase after the parasailing accident, right? And then all of a sudden, now
I'm already bored with this WrestleMania 9 scenario. I wish I had a boo. I wish I had a boo button on here.
you just a hater of WrestleMania 9, but you remember and then he teamed with Hogan. I mean, he was managing Hogan because in real life that was his manager. So my thing is, we hear Roman always talk about Heyman is the wise man and stuff. I'm thinking, okay, maybe Logan Paul like really needed that sort of guidance in real life.
No, he didn't.
Vaughn, how did he get robbed? He wasn't going to walk away with the title. But anyway, that's a bicker. Me and Vaughn do this all the time. It's always love, folks. You know, maybe that's my guy. But the bottom line is, I did love, Trick Williams coming out there with the entrance, the lemon pepper steppers, loudest of the night after CM Punk. Just goes to show you they got a star
on a little spinny thing.
Yeah, but that Danhausen, man. I say this. I was upset, but it comes from I hate contract talks. I wouldn't have been. It was because the fact that it was like Danhausen's with WWE, and then it was him. And you remember how I felt? It's over. All right. I don't know if you remember what I felt when they revealed this title right here.
The original ECW title with the silver and the bird on it. Your first championship? Oh, okay.
The WWE championship. I hated it because
I didn't like it.
They showed previews of it.
You know, it was on social media. They were showing like
the in progress pics.
Yeah,
we haven't seen that with any of the other titles, so I instantly hated it because it was like, dang, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be, right? That's what I hated about the Danhausen. It was like I would have probably enjoyed it more if it would have been a surprise. I was thinking maybe it was a big thing, but then it was like, yeah, you know what? Come on now, think it is a box. It's going to be silly.
Bingo.
Duh. Okay. And then I was fine with that. I don't know if Chicago was the place. But again, I don't know.
You knew it was going to be the place. That's his boy's hometown.
Yeah.
I'm going to see him Punk
I feel like that's the only reason he's here.
Guys. He's friends with
I know.
And John Cena. Like he's
okay.
And he's met all these people like on the circuit.
Yeah, all I've heard was great things about Danhausen. It's like I've never met him. I feel like everybody I know or have come across have met him, but I've only heard great things. Like so many people was genuinely happy for him. I mean, he got a chance to work with his wife. She's a professional burlesque dancer. She booked all the other dancers, so I thought that was incredible. So it was cool.
I was about to paint my face today. It's like Danhausen. I was
afraid.
Speaking of technically, is that white paint? Like white face? I mean, I wasn't sure, so I wouldn't get canceled.
No, you won't get canceled.
I'm just making sure.
As long as you weren't like
that's white,
Michael Jackson, nothing like that, you'll be okay. You'll be all right.
You speaking of face paint though,
yeah,
Demolition, the Grim Reaper, the Happy Grim Reaper has welcomed them too. And I thought about Brother Hugh. A lot of people love that take, by the way. But yeah, the Happy Grim Reaper welcomes them to the Hall of Fame.
The Happy Grim Reaper is such a bar. So organic.
It was stupid as hell, but okay.
It was organic, man. People like the real. It was organic as hell.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm very, very excited about I'm excited about the road to WrestleMania. Obviously we'll talk about it in the main event of the show, but Rhea Ripley. Like you said, posters, man. Just the posters alone. That lady is,
it's box office, as they say.
Yeah, she is. I wish. Oh man.
Look, I don't want to say nothing about the predictions, but Jay need to go over on Rhea. I ain't gonna hold you.
Oh, we'll get into that. That's really
I say the same thing.
You think so?
Yes, she 100%. She needs to go over.
I don't know if she's ready for that.
I know that's the problem.
That's just like.
Go ahead.
I'm curious. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a scenario where, like, okay, No, I think she needs to lose. Because if Jade loses, it's going to, first of all, Jade still needs some seasoning, right?
Mhm.
And she needs a meaningful feud. So now that you have a face Rhea Ripley, imagine a heel Jade Cargill losing. And then now we get to see how much of a heel she really is. And she gets to work with Rhea. Like she needs to work with Rhea as much as possible. Let's be honest. It's because you need that meaningful matchup we've talked about this a million times. Sometimes some main eventers never stay main eventers because they don't have that career defining feud that they need. Somebody's got to make you, right? It's like, oh, because of this feud with this person, this is what I remember the most. This is what brought you to the dance that has me as the viewer looking at you like you're a main event player. Makes sense? And like we talk about Damian Priest never had that. That's why you forget that he's a world champion. And like, you know, and he there's a category of people that's been world champion. It's like, all right, you know, no disrespect, but the zigzags, Dolph Ziggler's one of them. Sorry, brother. I didn't mean to up.
Nah, I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Jack Swagger was one of them. You know what I mean? You can almost say Alberto Del Rio. I mean, if you want to count Edge or you want to count Cena, but it's like, you know, Punk was in the mix.
He don't have a meaningful dance partner. Though.
That's what I'm saying. So he doesn't have that feud that makes, you know what I mean? He didn't have that feud that goes, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like you got to have that thing. You look at Randy Orton and Triple H. You know what I mean? That was a big deal. You look at Triple H and Batista. You know what I mean? You look at JBL and John Cena. Like there's something about this. There's this chase, and even the title contenders, the John Cena's and Kurt Angle's in 06. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff, 05, 06. So it's like to me, you gotta have that thing to make people care about you. Lyra Valkyria had the women's IC title, but it's like people weren't that interested until Becky Lynch got into the mix.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Becky Lynch did the same thing for Tiffany Stratton. I wasn't paying NXT any mind with all the splattered crayon colors until Becky Lynch decided she wanted the title. Even if you want to even talk about Rhea Ripley in the pandemic, you had Charlotte Flair that decided, okay, I'm challenging you for the NXT title. She lost, but look what a loss for Rhea Ripley did. She went on a tear after that. She learned everything. And then when they ran it back, it was like, oh, okay, Rhea Ripley was an established player. So it depends on the superstar. It doesn't work for everybody. But if I believe what Jade actually is, I think she can pick up on so much really, really fast if she has a constant program, not just a moment. Because if she beats her and Rhea chases, it's like, all right, well, you kind of almost becomes predictable. At some point, Rhea Ripley's going to beat you. Versus, you know, Jade loses and she goes, I'm getting my title back. I don't know. This is just a scenario. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I'm saying that's just, you know, this is why I think
the problem is Jade should have been like that whole thing with Tiffany Stratton. It felt rushed. Like it felt like
you had two young girls trying to make each other. It was like,
SummerSlam just fell flat. Also, like I just don't think, I don't know. I just never thought Jade should have won the Queen of the Ring. But I always felt, as much as I do like Jade, I felt she was kind of beneficiary of, you're our first signing from AEW under the TKO brand, and we have to make this work. And we're going to do any and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she'll rebound from that.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe they are rushing her. I mean, but she has that star power. Like
that's the problem. It's
she
like
has
the
it.
Warrior
That's literally
stuff.
it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, we can't not put her because you have nowhere else to put her. You can't put her in the middle of nowhere because AEW did that, and she was the longest reigning TBS champion, and nobody remembers. It's because you couldn't have her go up against anybody because it was like, well, who you realistically gonna have her lose to? It was the same thing with like a Gunta and Ilya Dragunov with the United Kingdom Championship. It's like this dude is too dominant. He just can't lose to anybody. And when he does lose, you got to make it make sense. And if you look at that last match they had, he literally had to chop Walter down the sides. And it was like, oh yeah, anybody's tapping out to that violent array of elbows to the back of the neck. And it was like, that's how he had to beat this guy. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So situations like that, it's like, if you don't have those dance partners, once again, how do you even pull that off? But but that's a personnel problem, not a creative problem, in my opinion, you know.
You know what?
Your being out sucks.
Right. Yeah, I was about to say your take on it is probably better anyway, because like you said, the lack of dance partners. I was just looking at it from the fact that look, one title defense, people complaining about it all this time. That one win over Rhea Ripley would solidify her as one of those top people. You know what I'm saying?
It will, but the reality
But
is that belt
it
still
makes
got a
sense.
ring.
Exactly.
Think about another one. This, and it pissed me off too when it happened. Christian and Randy Orton. When Christian, you know, this was his welcome back to WWE moment where, you know, he was in TNA and then he was in ECW, and Vince kind of already felt some type of way about Christian because Christian lied to him. You know what I mean? Now I know the truth. Christian lied to him. So he was like, all right, we can't make you seem like you were a big deal in TNA because now you set the precedent for everybody else. Leave WWE, go to TNA, get over, and come back here and be a star. Now, Vince would eventually change that, but he had a point to prove. He finally wins the world title, especially after Edge retires, right? Special moment, and then he loses the following week. In this case, that following Tuesday, and everybody was pissed off. Like, how do you take, including me? How do you? This guy finally becomes a world champion. You know, we know him as Captain Charisma, the Instant Classic. He finally breaks the main event scene, and then you have him lose Randy Orton the same week. And Randy Orton even had to go on Twitter like, bro, he gets the main event everywhere now. Like, y'all are missing the bigger picture. Like, yeah, he beat me, but guess what? I beat him, but now he gets to be in the main event from here for the next 48 weeks or whatever he said it was. But he was saying like him losing is the beginning of this feud. It gives much more depth to a story, and it gives him a program. We always going to remember Randy Orton and Christian. That's probably one of his most meaningful feud, to be honest with you, in all of his WWE run. Like you say, what do you remember the most about Christian's main event run in WWE? Most likely you're going to say him and Randy Orton.
Yeah, he got it bad. Now, I will say the issue is, I'll say this about Christian, right? Because I saw a clip from Brother Hugh's favorite, Mr. Ziggler, where he talked about the whole Michael P.S. Hayes and Chelsea Green. And he said the thing that always irritated him in general, mainly, I guess, with WWE, is the fact that they put this cap on you. And he says sometimes it's like, no matter what, this is your ceiling, as opposed to letting you climb above the expectations. Yeah, and I think it's like SmackDown may have still been on Sci-Fi anyway around that time. They could have. It was post WrestleMania. They could have, in all actuality, let Del Rio and Christian have the program, but instead they had to go with the safe bet with Randy Orton.
Randy Orton still Randy Orton.
But he was on Raw, you know, at the time. He had just come out. Yeah, and I remember feeling that way. It's like, come on, man, like at least give it a shot. You know, now the best thing is Randy Orton being over there after this was all said and done. We got the Hall of Fame, you know, but that was another one of Vince's guys. Let's call it for what it is, and a big investment. So Mark Henry was going to work. Yeah, you know, it's great. He went through some hell, you know, but it was like, come on now, like Christian could have, you know. But he was always seen as, you're not Edge. You're smaller than Edge. You're not Edge.
And Vince thought he was ugly. He's ugly.
Yeah, he thought that about Mick Foley too.
Yeah. See, but and Michael Hayes also, to mention that, not to go on a tangent, but see what Vaughn just said? There it is. That's what the average fan remembers. And the thing about Vince's whole thing was, when it came to certain things, it was always subjective. You know what I mean? He made these decisions based off what he thought. Now, some fans, Michael PSA said, now some fans break through. Like we have a Daniel Bryan. You know what I mean? We have guys that said they force our hand. You know what I mean? When it comes to the level of popularity, but you got to be on that level. And you know, but yeah, you know, it's neither here nor there. But yeah, it's I think we're seeing something similar, but you know, we'll find out in the weeks to come because we have WrestleMania. Elimination Chamber was good. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It like you said, like you guys made all the great points. It definitely served its purpose. I'm happy to see Randy Orton in the main event of WrestleMania because it's not a predictable main event, but what it does is it gives people, it's almost like the streak. You know what I mean? Like with the Undertaker streak, we all know Randy Orton's trying to get, he's chasing 15, right? 16. Is it 15 or 16?
15, but he's not going to beat me. I'm at 14. He's going to stay right there with me.
So he's chasing to get to 15. And everybody's like, Randy Orton kind of deserves this moment. And now's the kind of, if there's ever going to be a time to do it, probably now's the time to do it. It doesn't have to be long, but if there's anybody that could be the bad guy at WrestleMania, You know, people will love to see Randy Orton. First of all, you're gonna have all the nostalgia fans. Everybody loves Randy Orton, especially the kids that grew up on him. Everybody
Right.
hates Drew McIntyre. You know, and of course we had this WWE Championship match between Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre going into SmackDown this week, which I think
Because Nick Aldis can't read a contract.
Nick Aldis.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's sweeps week or what, but I'm not sure if that's still a thing in TV. But I'm like, okay, you purposely did that to bring all eyes to SmackDown this week, because now you're like, okay, cool. The main event has something attached to it. This is going to affect WrestleMania. So we thought we were done in Elimination Chamber, but you made sure we followed up on Friday. I see what you did there, Nikki. But Rhea Ripley, like I said, easy. Once they lost the tag titles, I was like, okay, well, you kind of know where this is headed. And yeah, but we talk about predictability. You know, and we got to get into the main event of tonight's show in a little bit, because we got to figure out, did CM Punk go too far, or did he do something else that might benefit the WWE? But we'll get into that in a second. But yes, so it's like, okay, we got to see where this all ends up. So Elimination Chamber did its job. I appreciate it. But we talk about predictability. Here it comes, fellas. Story time with the realness. Now let's talk about Danhausen. The debut of Danhausen in WWE, right? The minute there was rumors, I didn't pay the rumors any mind about Danhausen, you know, leaving AEW, because I don't keep up with the dirt sheets, because they've ruined a lot of good TV for me. So I purposely don't pay stuff any mind. But the minute they said it was a box that was going to be delivered, I said, okay, that's Danhausen. Because if anybody knows anything about Danhausen got his buzz on the indies. Danhausen was, like, he wasn't super known for his professional wrestling, but he was known for the gimmick of Danhausen. Very nice, very evil. And he caught heat on the indies to the point where AEW signed him immediately as soon as they got their hands on him. You know what I mean? He showed up in AEW. And you know, and he started out doing Danhausen things, and then with the way the AEW show is structured, it's very pro wrestling heavy. Sometimes gimmicks and characters like that are not always put in the best situations to do what they do best, which is entertain. That's what he's there to do. He's not there to put on a 5-star match and win championship type. No, he is a character. He is what makes pro wrestling fun. Now he debuted, it looked like something out of the 60s, 1966 Batman TV series. I'm talking with the music, with the Elvira looking Danhausen women that came out, including him, and then that was it. And the fans were livid. I thought it was absolutely hilarious, because that's exactly what that moment was supposed to do. It was so whimsical and so weird. And I was like, but it was very Danhausen. I really felt like I was watching Batman from 1966. And I was like, what in the world? This is weird, but it's very, and for people, and we talk about the WWE audience, who's probably majority of live audience is not familiar with Danhausen. So they were expecting something special. They got this box. They don't know anything about him. They might, you know what I mean? They may be familiar in some way, but they're not. So when that happened, he debuts, he disappears. The parents are like, that's it? Boo. And it wasn't until the following Monday when Danhausen popped up backstage where I feel like the main audience realized, oh, okay, I think I get him now. And, you know, he meets up with Adam Pearce, and he has his list of demands. He says, yes, demand Hausen's. And, you know, and Adam Pearce is like, great, this is a guy that's here now. This is what, and he said he wanted a Hall of Fame induction this year. He wanted one of those Triple H pointy photos, the ones everybody has, which I thought was funny because he actually got one of those photos. You know, and it was just, it was just like, yo, dude, this dude is absolutely hilarious. Of course, Judgment Day comes out, and Danhausen goes, ooh, can I get this? I see title. They insult him. He doesn't know who JD McDonough is. JD McDonough's already pissed off. He's going to have the same impact as an R-Truth. In case and nobody really got it. Like, you have R-Truth on SmackDown. You're going to have Danhausen on Raw now. Like, that's what you're looking at. That's his type of, that's the category he falls into. And I was like, I felt like once people saw that backstage interaction, he said, I came out to Chicago to a thunderous applause, knowing darn well he got booed after that whole situation. But I'm like, bro, you see how Brother Hugh just laughed? It's like, he gets it. Like, this is not about him trying to, that was done on purpose. And it was like, because it served the purpose of Monday. And I think at that point, that's when everybody's like, oh, okay, I don't know this guy, but I think I get it, because he does all the stuff that R-Truth does, all that backstage stuff. And then, of course, he had a hand in one of our good friends winning their first singles championship in WWE in Penta, the new Intercontinental Champion. And
already.
Danhausen had a lot to do with that. Dominic Mysterio insulted him. He told him, you are cursed. That's what he does. Danhausen puts curses on you. That's his thing. You do that, you're in trouble. When he debuted in AEW, listen to me. I said, Danhausen is, you fool with Danhausen, you're going to get cursed. It's going to be a problem.
Like Lil B.
Yeah, there you go. The Lil B was doing that. He's cursing people.
We cursed the Clippers, I think, or it was the Rockets.
It was the Rockets, I think. And
they was like up 3-1, and they end up losing the series.
So let me tell you about story time with the realness. Right? I gotta tell you a little victory I had this week, right? So I'm watching Monday Night Raw in my house. Like I said, it's a wrestling house now. And the oldest statesman of the house, Jamal, goes. He's sitting there, mind you, I'm minding my business. I'm watching Raw main events going on. I'm like, Penta's in this match with Dom Mysterio. I didn't realize it was the main event. I'm looking at the time, like, okay, cool. And Jamal goes, so he looks back at me. He's sitting in the chair. He goes, so you pretty much know how this is going to end, right? I said, well, no, not really. You know, you kind of, you know, you might have an idea of where this might go. You know, I can't figure, you know, there's cues that you can check out and figure out what direction. He's like, no. Come on, you too much of a fan. This is predictable. You know how this is going to go down. I'm like, well, not quite, not necessarily. You know, it depends on some things. So he goes, no, look, it's no way in the world Dominic Mysterio is going to lose. He got Judgment Day out there. He goes, he's going to hit him. He's going to go on the run. He's going to reverse it, and then he's going to end up winning. I said, no, wait a minute now. At that point, my superior wrestling intellect, my degree in pro wrestling intellect was activated, because, you know, Wrestling Realm University, we educate folks.
Doctor degree.
And I did, yeah, absolutely, PhD. And I had to begin to say, okay, he's challenging me and my superior wrestling intellect. Let's see where this goes. So I began to look at the situation a tad bit differently. I'm watching this match, and I'm not, once again, this is early on, I'm not paying it any mind. And then he goes, I leave it alone. I said, I'm not really sure. I'm trying to explain to him. And I realize at this point, as a man, he's challenging me. He's challenging my superior wrestling intellect. And I'm like, dude, what do you mean? Like, I don't know. He's like, no, this is predictable. I'm telling you what's going to happen. Like, it's no win. He literally said, it's no win in the world he's losing his title before WrestleMania. That's what he says to me. I said, okay. So now I begin to switch on a different lens. I'm like, you know what? I don't think it's going to go down that way, Jamal. He goes, what do you mean? I said, well, he goes, matter of fact, let's make a wager. Gentleman's bet. Push-ups or something. What do you want to bet? I said, okay, I'll play it safe. I said, okay, let's play it safe. I said, let's do 20 push-ups. I played it safe because I just wanted to, you know, I didn't want to do 50. I'm not sitting there cranking out 50 push-ups and him throwing it in my face. So we're watching. And I said, Jamal, I said, Penta is going to win. He goes, how? How he going to win? I said, let's look at a few cues. I said, in this match, one, I said, what time is it? He said, it's about 9:54. I said, okay, so this is clearly the main event. So this is a big deal. That's one. I said, two, I said, you do know Danhausen just cursed Dominic, because I almost called him Eddie Guerrero, Dominic Mysterio. He goes, yeah, mind you, he's not familiar with Danhausen. And I keep telling him, Jamal, you got to look between the ropes. You know how we tell people to read between the lines? I said, man, you got to read between the ropes. I said, you got to read between the ropes. Look between the ropes. He's like, nah. I said, okay. I said, two. I said, look at the Judgment Day's posture. He's like, what you mean? I said, they're sitting down. I said, anytime they've gotten involved in any match or any other wrestling match that you grew up watching, anybody who's trying to prevent somebody from winning a match, they're never sitting down in chairs. I said, I got a bad feeling this is not going to go the way you want to go. Long story short, one thing leads to the next. And Jamal is 20 push-ups stronger because he lost that bet for challenging me in my pro wrestling. I said, God dang it. I sat there and tried to tell you, Jamal. I said, I told you to read between the ropes. You didn't pay attention to the cues that they were telling you. I said, they told you what was going to happen, but if you're not looking at it through the right lens of superior pro wrestling intellect, you're not going to catch it. And he learned a valuable lesson that day. One, don't challenge the realness. Don't challenge his superior wrestling intellect, okay? I got a PhD in this stuff. And two, we're living in a world of professional wrestling where things are not as predictable. And the minute that the WWE had incorporated Danhausen's gimmick with a title change, I said, now you've instantly given him credibility, because I promise you, every time Danhausen's backstage and you piss him off and he says you are cursed, you will be paying that much more attention to said match moving forward. So there you go. Congratulations. I just want to.
I hope this curse don't last for another 2 weeks, because
Listen
you know
to
what
me.
I'm saying.
He's most likely going to lose to Vikingo, especially.
I was about to say,
if he's got freaking Omos in his
Right.
corner, I said,
and the Judgment Day is not on the same page, so
that's another
You gotta
point I
kick
made.
Finn
brother.
out.
bye dumb.
No,
I said-
Finn gotta go.
So I told him, I said, I don't know, Jamal. Finn might not be into this. And this is right before this happened, when he stopped JD from using the hammer. He said,
Right.
what you mean? I said, well, Finn just lost the title match. I said, and Dominic Mysterio is little bro, and little bro's is having a more successful career than him as of lately. I said, so sometimes big bro might feel some type of way about little bro. Like he's not about to keep. So when he grabbed the hammer, he looked back and he said, oh no. I said, nope, don't swipe the bet now. And the rest is history. But like I said, it was those cues. It was those cues. It was those moments that made me go, hey man, I don't think this is going to end the way you think it is. And then best believe I threw it in his face and said, I told you. I tried to tell you.
Now drop and give me 50.
Let's do them push-ups.
That's crazy.
So he is 20 push-ups stronger than he was previously, because he really thought that he had it figured out. And mind you, I was minding my business. I was just enjoying the match. I wasn't even looking at it with that lens, but I was forced to activate my superpower. And glad to say that I emerged victorious. So you know what? I'm gonna give myself a round of applause.
You should.
A little pat on the back.
Punish you. You ain't gonna get no title shot.
Yeah, well, I educated a young whippersnapper. We got a new IC champion. And then we had a moment that led to the main event of our show. So Adam felt froggy. He felt left out. So he's like, Roman Reigns about to come out. I'm like, man, he's not coming out. Mind you, I don't know if they announced it or not. I didn't see the beginning of Raw. As you know me, my lifestyle, I'm ripping and running. I just get in late. So he's like, bet it. I said, look at you chocolate dropper. That's his tag team partner, because they both chocolate dropper.
Chocolate dropper.
I said, here come the brothers, the chocolate dropper brothers. I say, now you trying to, like, your brother lost the bet. Now you feel left out. You want to jump into it. He's like, bet money, bet push-ups. I said, nah, you probably saw something I didn't. So of course Roman's music hits. I was like, oh Lord, here we go.
He tried to come in with a hot tag.
Yeah, it definitely was. That's exactly what it was. He tried to come with a quick hot tag, like he missed a run in. Like, somebody that's like a half second late and you lose.
Yeah, he was big boss man of Survivor Series.
Bingo. Like, you look at you late now. Now you want to come to your brother's aid. It's too late, because I'm throwing in his face now at this point. He feels left out. Like, so he was trying to create a bet for like the next 15 minutes. Like, bro, I already won. I'm not doing another one. So Roman Reigns comes out, and before he could even say anything, he was immediately interrupted. CM Punk made his way to the ring, and he listened to what Roman Reigns had to say, and needless to say, it kind of got under his skin, I must say. And it got under his skin so much that CM Punk does what CM Punk does. He decided to fire back, not taking it from Roman Reigns, and he began to say some things, and he got kind of controversial. And not to paraphrase, he pretty much said, listen, not only am I going to bury your career, I'm going to bury you and your career right next to where your father's buried, or something to that degree. And I was like, whoa. And then he storms out.
You saw what happened right after that too, right? Boy, he skedaddled. Got right out.
Oh no, listen to me. Immediately. Immediately skedaddled. He got out of there. Like, he made sure he was good and way halfway up the ramp, and he just kind of looked back and smirked, and I was like, ooh.
And threw up the one.
He sure enough
it was a mic drop moment. So we're here because, as usual, the Wrestling Room has to answer this question. Did CM Punk go too far? Or, gentlemen, I propose to you something different. Or did CM Punk do what CM Punk always does when he feels upstage? Or did CM Punk do what was necessary to add a little fire, to sell some tickets for WrestleMania? There's a few things. You know, some people, you know, I know family member Zilla was watching immediately. He was pissed. He went off. I know Nia Jax had something to say about it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, all right, now we're touching some nerves, and you know, quite a few people you know, that I don't know if this is real or not, but I saw something where somebody approached Triple H about it, and Triple H said, look, he went off script, he got a text message, I sent him a message about certain things, and he's trying to sell it too. I'm not so sure is because season 3 of WWE Unreal has not
Right.
on Netflix. So this is why we're having this conversation, is because now we're, you know, Randy Orton was just on ESPN post the Elimination Chamber talking about, you know, kayfabe is dead, but I hate it, but I understand it. But I'm like, wait a minute now, you know, Cody Rhodes said on his podcast, hey man, this gives us another opportunity, him and Jey Uso, to work the workers. Let's work while we're working. So we got to figure out, is this a way for WWE to add some fire, some gasoline to the fire that they're trying to start for WrestleMania, or did he go too far? Did he go off script? Did he take too many liberties? Brothers, let's talk about it.
Amen.
Amen. Here's the thing. CM Punk did not go too far.
Okay, now tell us why. There we go. So Brian H. My cousin called me earlier today and agree with you, Brian H. And he told me why. I want to see if you guys say the same thing that my cousin told to me earlier. But go ahead, Brian H. You saying CM Punk did not go too far?
Nope. He's first of all, it's wrestling. All bets are off. And like you said, you got to sell tickets, right? You got to have that thought. I always go back to the pipe bomb, right? And you remember that day when it happened, the first thing I did was call your phone, and we was like, he said John Laurinaitis. You do not say that man's name on TV.
He was public enemy number 1 during that era, folks. If you're not familiar with that, if for all
Every
those who listen to the show, that you guys might have been kids during that time period, for us that were like young adults, he was the most hated man, like Brian H. said, in shoot interviews everywhere. Everybody hated John Laurinaitis. Before he was even on TV, I knew his name not because of his previous wrestling stuff, because I knew he was in charge of talent relations at the time, and he was one of, especially from all the former, you know, all the TNA guys. I mean, his name was hated. Like you said his name on national TV, that was like sacrilege. But yes, continue, Brian H. Please.
Yeah,
educate the masses.
Yeah, you didn't mention his name, but CM Punk did, and what happened? John Laurinaitis, for all intents and purposes, became a star, a heel, but
on-screen character.
Dare say the most relevant work he ever did, including his time when he was with the Dynamic Dudes.
Yes, because I didn't know anything about that.
Exactly.
You know? So CM Punk has a way of elevating a program.
Ooh,
but
boy.
Also, the thing about this is Roman Reigns comes from a wrestling family. They are not wired the same. And here's one thing. If you think, all right, can we get real?
Do it.
Hollywood. Oh, he took the big sip. Okay.
Prior to 2012,
the big sip.
How many people knew the name Sika?
Well,
you knew of bingo. You knew of the Wild Samoans.
Mm-hmm.
And you knew of Alpha because it was his children.
Mm-hmm.
And if you was into wrestling on the indie circle, you knew Alpha was Papa to so many people, especially people of color. Shout out to the homie, Reverend Ron Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we went to the WXWC for one of his creations. So everybody knew who Alpha was.
Mm-hmm.
But it was Alpha or the Wild Samoans. You never really heard the name Sika as much, even when his brother was around, Roman's brother. So
his lineage was not spoken about when he was around
at all.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Roman comes out, becomes the greatest of all time.
Yikes.
En route to becoming the greatest of all time. You hearing the name Sika. Okay. Oh yeah, and I hate to say it like that because I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just stating facts. It's like, okay, that's the other wild Samoan.
Kinda.
One thing about wrestlers, even when they 6 feet under, they still want to be put over.
Of course.
So when he said bury next to your father, I said, first of all, I was like, no, he didn't.
That we all felt.
And you know, shout out to Matt who's in here. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but the thing I love about this is it's like you got two baby faces, but you're slowly, this is where you create the divide.
Right.
And you make people pick a side. That's always the hard part because usually it's okay, clear cut heel, clear cut baby face. We're in the day where it blends and it's not really as much. You like who you like. But these are two mega popular mega stars. Dare say one of the biggest main events in WrestleMania history. But as much as I'm looking forward to it, before Monday, it wasn't feeling like that.
Ooh. Oh, really?
It was, and this is for me speaking. It was like, okay, I know Roman Reigns is in the main event. I know, and I really wanted to win that championship. But CM Punk is taking side missions. I'm not feeling like, oh yeah, here we go, this big matchup. Like throughout the whole Cody finish my gut during story, I felt like there was this big, massive main event coming, right?
Yep.
Wasn't feeling that way.
He ain't lying.
That line made everything personal. When he kept saying, because the way they're talking to each other. See, Roman talked to Cody with, first he was descending. And then it was like, the first time it was like, all right, yeah, you couldn't make it over there. This, that, and that. Then the second time it was like, okay, now you're getting on my nerves because you're back in my face. I beat you last year. He finding your way back. But now he's talking to Punk with disdain because of stuff that happened 12 years ago. Punk is talking with him in disdain. So it's fun watching this. But as far as going too far, nah, they're a wrestling family. They're not wired like us. You don't think, like Natty Nahar say all the time, yeah, her father would have loved that because of the fact he wanted to keep his name, his legacy, keep going. So now what happens next? I know we keep hearing about this dog, but I'm not so sure.
Yo,
don't be surprised. But here's the reason why I say I'm not so sure, because I feel like it's low hanging fruit at this point. It's like, okay, cool, you do it. But if Roman doesn't do it, it's kind of like upstaging him in a way like, I don't even gotta go that low. I'm just better than you.
Dang. Wow.
So
I think that's the route that I'll wait. Brother Hugh. Let's talk about it, man. Did CM Punk go too far?
He might not have gone far enough.
This is getting worse.
Taking it back to what Brian just said, you got to think about CM Punk taking these side missions, right? That could have been a strategic tactic to get under Roman's skin.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to CM Punk, he's somewhat seen as an underdog, and he's always been viewed that way, right? To some point, right? You're going against the greatest of all time, literally, in the modern era, Roman Reigns. What's the one way? What's the one way that you could possibly get him off of his game? Psychological warfare.
You talking that talk now, brother Hugh.
If you get Roman in his feelings,
if
you let him tap into his emotions, he's going to make a mistake.
That's when he's shown his most instability.
We saw it at 40. He tapped into his emotions and he attacked Seth instead of just going after Cody, right?
Oh, yeah. He seen that Shield outfit and couldn't help it.
Exactly. Deep down, CM Punk, I feel like CM Punk knows he don't have a chance. Like real
Ooh.
talk, real talk. I feel like he knows he don't have a chance.
Now we
But
starting to sizzle.
his one way of trying to get Punk is not a punk. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean?
He's literally Punk.
He's going to talk. He's going to talk his talk, and he's going to give you a fight no matter what, even when he knows he doesn't have a chance at all.
Right. He's one of them.
You see,
Like, yep.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. His ego just won't let him die.
Bingo.
Right? I'm not going to back down from you. Whatever. Like he said, I'm the main eventer right now. I got the championship. Whatever.
Right.
You know, you're here because of me.
If I go down, I'm going down swinging.
Absolutely. So that's the one where you have to attack a dominant at a god, right? That's what he likes to say. I know you don't like that, brother Realness, but you know what I mean?
Listen to me. That's the level he thinks he's on. That's what he says.
Exactly. Yeah. You have to hit him where it hurts. Get personal with him. He might have to go even further and talk some more smack. Because Roman, he's still calm right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you hit him with that line. He gonna remember that. But you might have to hit him with another punch, another jab real quick. You know, just to get him out of his game even more. Get him fired up. Maybe even get the rest of the family involved. Get them fired up. Because once they start talking, they start talking to the head of the table. He sees how they're reacting. Maybe that gets in his head and it causes him to like not think straight. So Punk, he might not win far enough for that particular reason right there. You know, he's still gonna lose.
No, last time somebody talked about his family.
Exactly. You know, but I like where they're going with it. They definitely sold some tickets with this, for sure. For sure.
So we got a couple extra ticket sales with this. See, now,
absolutely.
This is why I love talking to you guys, but I don't like talking to you guys because now my whole outcome, and I got to do this on the fly. It was pre-made up in my head. Now, live on the air, I'm going to work through this and see if I can come to a new conclusion. So let me get this straight. So based off what you said, Brian H., based off what you said, Brother Hugh, what I'm hearing is this is all strategic because CM Punk is pinpointing, and correct me if I'm wrong, he is pinpointing the things strategically that he knows will throw Roman Reigns off his game. That's one. You guys are telling me, like, listen, CM Punk knows if I can have an unstable Roman Reigns, he won't be able to show up and hang with me long enough because emotionally he's not going to be able to keep himself together. I didn't think about that before, but as Brother Realness goes down memory lane, if you notice the long-term storytelling of the unhinging of Roman Reigns, they all came at moments that somehow involved some piece of his family. You take away the WrestleMania match by itself, but think about his return. Roman Reigns made it very clear. I feel like I've let the family down. I remember having my own dressing room. I remember having first grabs at everything. I remember being able to put my cousins in places because, like I said, they take family hierarchy very seriously in their culture. And he kept saying, I'm trying to get back to that. And they got to a point where he tried to reunite the first time with his cousins, his brother cousins, the ones he grew up with, the Usos. And it didn't go well. And it got to the point where he said, I love y'all, but I don't want to see y'all until Christmas. Thanksgiving hadn't even hit yet. And freaking Jimmy and Jay looked at each other like, man, you made them mad again, bro. Like they ain't even fuss. They ain't say we don't need him. We talking about a former world champion. They didn't say nothing. They picked their stuff up and went home. Like their family dynamics showed, this is the thing that makes Roman unstable. So of course CM Punk comes in long term, and you see nice Roman coming in. I'm the best. I'm the guy. They asked me permission to bring you back, and CM Punk's like, you know what? Because it's probably true. And he's like, you know what? I take offense to that, but let's see if you can hang with me psychologically because I'm in your head rent free. And he told that man, I'm not only going to bury this, I'm going to bury you next to your father. And he walks out and he smirks. And you guys are saying you don't think that he went far enough. My thing is, if CM Punk goes even further Brian H., this is not going to go well for you or your bloodline kinfolk. It's because he is going to come into this match not focused on the reason why he's there in the first place, to win the World Heavyweight Championship. He's going to come in for revenge. And anybody, if you watch anything on TV or movies, anybody who comes in with the focus on revenge always ends up slipping up somewhere, and maybe not always achieving the desired result of why they entered whatever altercation in the first place. And now, I think that's probably what we're looking at, if what you guys are saying is right. Now, that's a lot to deal with. I had to unpack that. I'm sorry.
But real
go
quick,
ahead, brother. Yes, sir.
if you look at it from the other side, they've been telling this story with Roman, like I said before, that he can't do it by himself.
Oh, do tell. Bring that back.
When he had before, when he had everything before, he had his family. He had a wise man who was guiding him throughout his greatness, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has none of that now.
CM Punk said that too. He said, I took your wise man away from you.
Exactly. So now he's forced to really lock in, focus, and discipline himself and find a way to do it on his own. See, now that's the story that they're selling on the flip side. So if he can do that, if he can evolve, this is Super Saiyan Goku right here.
Oh boy.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to look at it from that side too.
Okay. Brian H., you're in a hot seat now, buddy. So let's talk about this, Brian H. You have no proof of Roman Reigns being able to do this on his own. So how are we supposed to be convinced?
Yeah, I mean, he beat the megastar by himself.
Who's megastar?
The one that they called the megastar.
Yeah.
Mr. Smith,
why is he catching strays out here? You always do this to him. Like, this is enough. Enough is enough, yo. Like, he don't have.
Y'all say he couldn't beat so and so by himself. Yeah, I could also say that about Xavier Woods. I could have said that about Riddle.
Why are you? Do you see this man diverting the conversation, brother? Here's the thing, Brian H.
I answered the question with a statement. Y'all said he couldn't do. Is he gonna do this by himself? And you said make it seem like he never did it by himself. He did it by himself. He won the war. He won the championship by himself.
Let's talk about the proof then. Let's talk about the proof. He since 2020, right? Since that time period, there was no documented record throughout that time period that Roman Reigns has been able to hold his own without his family, without his wise man. And since he has come back, he is just getting back to the space where he is challenging for the world title. And he's a man without a country. He's a chief without a tribe. Is there any significant proof previously that this man can stand in the ring with CM Punk, who has been there day in and day out? He has said that, right? Repeatedly. I'm here every day. And it goes back to what Brother Hugh said. He's been taking side missions. He's not threatened by Roman Reigns. He says, you don't have the same aura that you used to have, and I'm here to prove it to you, and I'm going to embarrass you in front of everybody. Is because guess what? The reality is you're not the man that you portray yourself to be. That seems to me that the diabolical plot that CM Punk is trying to pull off. And now you guys are sitting there saying, yeah, he first of all, Brian is like, look, he comes from he shouldn't be affected by what was said. It's because he comes from that type of family. But it looks like, I don't know. Roman Reigns seems like maybe his focus isn't where it needs to be. Can he still mentally show up as well as perform and dethrone CM Punk? Because you guys have been talking about it all night. You said CM Punk, this is the proof. This is why you're in the hot seat, Brian H. You guys said it tonight. You said CM Punk knows he can't go in the ring the way he used to. So what does he does? He slows everything down. He's been doing it since he got back. He relies on the psychology and the little things necessary to say, look, I got to outsmart Mark Punk. He's almost starting to become known for that these days. Like, look, I got to work wiser. I got to work smarter, not harder. I know I can't go toe to, because you're right, Brian. You watch his old stuff, and I didn't realize it when I thought about it. He was quick in the ring, especially from how he worked on the indies all the way up to his entire run in WWE in his prime. He did work kind of fast. He was very quick reversals, quick strikes. But it's like, guys, you know what? He is slowed down so much. And he relies on his psychology. And to Brother Hugh's point, when he said psychological warfare, that's something that Roman Reigns has failed at. If you don't believe the proof, WrestleMania in Philadelphia, what's the one thing that Roman Reigns said? Yeah, what's the one thing? I want the proof, Brian. That's all. What's the one thing that he said to Cody Rhodes the day before WrestleMania in that stadium when they pulled up and at I guess it was a 50-yard line, whatever stadium they was in. He said, "You're not just in my way. You're not just in my way at WrestleMania. You're in my way in life." It's because we all know what Roman Reigns' objective has always been. I gotta provide for the family. It's my job. I'm the one to do it. No one else can do it. It's up to me.
Right.
So, with that being said, does he have the psychological strength to go toe to toe with the CM Punk at WrestleMania? Is because this might get worse. He might go deeper because he's already shown that he can get under his skin. If we know CM Punk, if he can keep going, they might have to cut his mic off because who knows what he's liable to say.
Right. Right.
Oh, well, he 1,000,000% can do it. You know why? Because it's 6 weeks until WrestleMania, baby. It's 6 weeks and 3 days. Yeah, Roman might take a couple blows psychologically, but he's smart enough to go in the lab. He's smart enough to go in the train. And you know what? You remember before the second greatest story in wrestling that was ever told.
What's the second greatest wrestling story I've ever told?
The second greatest wrestling story is The Undertaker and Kane, right? And you remember the psychological warfare that The Undertaker was dealing with.
Okay.
And what did he have to do? You remember what he did? He went to the grave.
He had to.
And he had a conversation with mom and dad. And said, I always said I didn't want to put my hands on my little brother. I kept saying I wasn't going to do this, but I got to. Roman gonna have to go to the grave and talk to Sika.
Oh,
he gonna have to go to the boat.
Getting dark,
and not Larry.
Yo,
what? That was a serious question.
Can you imagine if CM Punk went to the like on the reverse end? That's like Michael. That's like Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart when they had Shawn Michaels in the gym and Bret Hart's running on ice hills like Rocky and Ivan Drago. Yep. I'm sorry.
Right.
Roman gonna have to do that. He gonna have to go or.
Oh no.
He's gonna have to call the what they call him, the high chief.
Yeah, it was. I forgot his title, like the honorary high chief, because he's the heir of the high chief.
That's right. Final boss.
Oh, you have to call him and say, "Look, man, you have to have a private conversation." Because psychologically, Punk got in his head. That's gonna happen, but that's why it's 6 weeks till WrestleMania and not next week till WrestleMania.
So here's what I heard, Brother Hugh, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
I asked Brian H, is Roman Reigns capable of taking care of this business, right? Doing what he needs to do.
Correct.
And it sounds to me like you just asked somebody else to help you again. What's going on?
No, see, I like that. I like that. No, I didn't say.
You might have to go.
Say come in.
I didn't
with The Rock.
What I'm saying is, but you're saying he wants. It sounds like he's got to get help from his family again. Like he's got to talk to his father. He's got to get something from him. I don't know if it's some type of Samoan, ancient Samoan tribal ritual or something he's got to do to kind of channel his ancestors. You know what I'm saying? That which I think will be extremely cool. But then now you're saying he might got to make a call to Big Cousin. Like, hey man,
everybody got to but everybody got to have that advisor.
CM Punk never had.
That's his problem. That's why he's unhinged. But he just unhinged his way to beating Jey Uso to the title. But he
also took down Drew McIntyre in the Hell in a Cell match. He also took down Seth Rollins, and sort of, kind of. He's doing it on his own. Something
Roman hasn't beat Seth Rollins yet.
And that's another thing we got to figure out. Brian H, come on, man. You just listen. You're the resident bloodline guy. Look, we have not seen Roman do this.
Or maybe he just need to meditate. Either way, he's got to go mentally get right.
Okay. All right.
And that's what I mean. He's going to mentally get right. Now you can make claim that because I'm talking about physical help. Y'all say he can't do it by himself, but I am not including talking to his dad or the high chief Rock, who acknowledges him as the tribal chief, who put the Ulafala on him. I am not including that as physical help. I am saying he do need to go tap into that mental space to prepare himself, because he's got to get in the mental gym as well as he get in the physical gym to deal with Punk. Punk talks about arms too short to box and all that. We already know, because like I said, 6 weeks from now, he's gonna be right. And he's gonna beat the living smoke out of CM Punk.
Like Vaughn said, he has to prove it to himself.
Brother, are you convinced? Are you convinced?
Well, he almost did it, but then his cousins got involved when they wasn't supposed to. He had him beat. It's not impossible. He won the Royal Rumble, for goodness sakes.
It's bad. That's like you telling your twin cousins, listen, I love y'all. I don't want to see y'all till Christmas. And it's only September.
And then they show up.
Like, it's bad. Like, that's, you see what I'm saying? So it's
so brother, bad you forget there's a holiday in between. That's what happened.
He said he didn't care. He's like, no, I don't want to. Thanksgiving's too close. I don't want to see you until literally Christmas. I said, that's petty. Like, we can't meet for Thanksgiving, though. That's the time.
You can't share spam sandwiches.
Hey, come on now. Like, with the mayonnaise.
With the mayonnaise, bro.
Mahi. and the turkey tail. Right. You're telling me not till Christmas. That's
I heard
petty.
about that turkey tail.
Yeah, I just.
You like the turkey tail?
Oof, no.
Stephanie,
man, she wasn't.
That's what she get. Always trying to. Big Mama. Do it for Big Mama.
Big Mama.
And don't forget, do it for Big Mama.
I love you, Steph, but golly.
Come on, that was a good interview. Stop hating. She gets
it was funny.
No, it was because she was so serious how she said it. So sincere.
We saw what happened when she tried to go to a cookout. She ain't like the food.
Well, dang.
She's like,
wow. She's like, no. She laughed. What? Remember, she laughed.
We've all seen we've seen it, done it. People.
Like, what is this stuff that's in the food? Oh, that's seasoning. Yeah. That's seasoning.
Oh. This has a certain spice to it. Seasoning,
right?
Seasoning stuff.
Not used to this.
He said she got invited to the cookout. You see how she responded? That is true. That's terrible. Oh boy. Well, anyway, brother,
she had the father that was that uncle, the big uncle.
Yeah, from San Francisco. He flew in.
He don't even be in wrestling. He just cooked.
Nah, he's a chef. So I know they were happy to get some traditional Samoan food. They was like, man, I'm excited to even get some of this. That's how it used to be when we was kids. They was acting like they haven't had it in forever. So
yeah,
they were just as happy and enthused. Brother Hugh, are you buying this from Brian H? I'm not so convinced, because he's saying in 6 weeks should be enough time for Roman Reigns to mentally get himself in the right headspace. It's because I'm sure he's got to think about it. Imagine how many text messages. I'm going to the big screen because now I'm about to throw salt into the. Imagine how many.
Mr. Fuji WrestleMania 9.
You always got to find a way to make this about WrestleMania 9.
Why we got to do this?
I wouldn't have, but then you had to come.
He said salt, so you.
That's what happened in the
Oh gosh, man!
All right, whatever, bro.
And Yokozuna, Roman's cousin, became
the
first champion of the family.
They're going back to Vegas, so you're going to start seeing WrestleMania 9 footage randomly. The closer we get to April, bro, I'm sick of this.
A second documentary.
It's got to be a part 2. And
right
on the rocks. That was the best part of the entire documentary. When he said,
absolutely.
Linda, what do you got in your cup there? She said, "No, don't do that. It's just Pepsi." He said, "And on the rocks." Rest in peace, Macho Man. But anyway, imagine how many text messages he got from family. You saw a lot of reactions. Nia Jax tweeted. You know what I mean? First of all, I can't keep up with all of them. They got a huge family. Zilla watched. Yeah. Everybody in the room just kind of froze. It was like, it was this dance. And I turned it off. I said, I'm not watching. First of all, I ain't watching it. I ain't watching no this his group is just a little off the Zilla's a different piece of the different branch of the family. I'm like, oh nah. I knew for a fact, like, oh yeah, he about to spaz. Imagine how many messages he got. Imagine the pressure he's probably feeling now, knowing they're like, yo, I know you're not gonna let him get away with that. So there's already so much pressure on Roman. Is one, not only because of his position, but two, your man looks weak right now. He's been back all this time and has not reclaimed his throne. I know that is messing with his head. I know that for a fact. And in the times that he's shown up, he looks unhinged and not focused and has not been able to accomplish on the level that he did for 4 years prior to that. Right. And now you're convincing me that he's dealing with all this pressure, all these conversations, all these messages, and his own personal emotions. Right. The weight of his family is literally on his shoulders for a second time going into a WrestleMania main event. And the first time it happened, he lost. Do you think that I'm supposed to be sold on the fact that he's going to survive again? I'm not so sure, Brother Hugh. Are you convinced?
Hey, man, it's tough. It's tough. I think he can lock in though. He has to.
No, why? Why are you saying he has to? Why does he has to? Listen to me. CM Punk is hot right now, fellas. He is there. He's in and out. When Seth Rollins went down, Raw and SmackDown, and Raw, Netflix, and everything never skipped a beat. That man has lived up to his name. He has lived up to the billing. When Seth Rollins is gone, he made us forget that Seth Rollins was gone in the first place. Tell me I'm lying. It's because when his music hits, when his name is out there, he's got his hair mousse slicked back to try to make sure he looks as, familiar as he always did. And that man has been a defending world champion. He has traveled the globe. He has main evented all around the world. He has put Finn Balor back on the map. He has tried to convince Jey Uso to stop dealing with his cousin and be himself. That man is on a tear right now. That guy has been working. Roman Reigns has been home chilling, taking care of business. Don't get me wrong. Roman's Roman. I'm never going to take nothing away from him. Just like, the LeBron conversation. He may not be what you think he is, but he is who he is. Not taking nothing away from Roman. But you mean to tell me that this guy's been active and moving and ready, and guess what? He's in his head, and I'm supposed to think just because of his past, he is a lock to win WrestleMania? I'm just not so sure, because guess what? After CM Punk said what he said to Roman Reigns had nothing else to say.
He couldn't say nothing. The boy ran.
Brother. Well, he did run. He got out of there.
He knew what was up. But I mean,
you forgot
one more
time
to say too. Forgot to say too. This is Punk's first single main event.
Bingo. This is his first one. He's got a point to prove. Like last year was the test run. He got his moment. He finally got the main event. He's going into WrestleMania this year. Like he's not a part-time guy. He's like, look, I've been rocking and rolling. We've been moving. We've been drawing numbers. CM Punk has been being CM Punk. I'm like, bro, he's almost, if he didn't look as old as he did, it's like he's back like he's never left. As far as popularity, the kids that he raised in pro wrestling, they're grown now. They still rocking with him. So I'm like, bro, he has a lot of momentum right now. If there's anybody that could last as far as star power in the ring with Roman Reigns in a WrestleMania main event, it's CM Punk, for goodness sake. And now I'm supposed to be convinced that Roman Reigns, who's part-time, Roman Reigns, who looks unstable, Roman Reigns, who had nothing left to say, he was stunned in the ring. I'm supposed to just be convinced he's going to be the one to dethrone Punk. What are you about to say, Brother Hugh?
But also Roman Reigns, who is the top megastar. The same, like he said, Roman Reigns, the guy that they asked to bring back CM Punk. You see what I'm saying? So
that's also true. We got a wrinkle.
You know what I mean?
But guess what though? When he wins, you're not going to see him for 4 weeks. He's going to defend that title like Jade Cargill. You're going to see him once every PLE.
That's true. That's true.
We don't know that.
That's true. That's true. We don't.
Mm-hmm. Greatness is built in the chase, though.
But who's chasing?
Roman. He's chasing a lot right now.
Okay. Well, guess what? He's not
just more than that title.
He has beat Seth Rollins, and he looks like he's healthy too. So you think he's going to sit back and let Roman Reigns live in peace? He's got a target on his back, fellas. Come on, man. We got to get out of here, but we got to talk real. He's got a big target on his back. Nobody forgot what that man did for 4 years. Nobody's letting him slide. Brian, don't get quiet, man. Come on.
I ain't quiet. No, look, I'm gonna tell you, like I said, look, my man Roman, he gonna be good, man. That's
all he keeps saying, brother. He's not trying to do no proof to the party, but tell him, my man, gonna be good, man. We gonna be good, bro.
Because, like I said, he said everything he said. He got, when Punk like to sit back and say stuff and walk away. Yeah, Roman was about to walk. We're gonna act like he wasn't about to, but when it's all said and done, it's the reason why he's 11-time WrestleMania main eventer. Now, he might have lost the last 2 with some shenanigans because ain't nobody in the last time ain't nobody beat Roman straight up in a main event WrestleMania except Brock Lesnar.
Well, neither has Roman.
That ain't the point. That ain't what I said. What I said was, ain't nobody beat Roman straight up in the main event at WrestleMania.
Fair enough. That's true. All facts.
So when it comes down to it, I mean, he beat the Undertaker.
Come on, yo.
At WrestleMania.
Oh, come on.
Ain't
He
nobody
beat the
that.
Undertaker. When you look at it, he beat the Undertaker. He beat Triple H, and that's the old Roman. Roman been in the lab, like he said. Just because you don't see him on Raw every Monday, don't mean he ain't cooking. He's staying in shape. And yeah, Punk might have hit a blow. Yeah, is the pressure there? But guess what? He make love the pressure. He carried the company.
Did you make it up on your own? That came from you.
Yeah,
that was a Brian original. He makes love the pressure.
Nah, that's a Steven Jackson one.
Oh,
okay.
That's a podcast I'll give credit to. All the smoke.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Yeah. So yeah, he make love the pressure. 1,316 days he carried the company. That's pressure.
Not by himself.
He carried the company. And when the marquee, it was Roman. Why brother Hugh leave? It was Roman Reigns on the marquee. Yeah,
nah, your screen is black.
Oh gosh. Okay, hold on. I'll be back.
Yeah. So we I'm not worried about it at all. CM Punk got to do what he can do. CM Punk can make you believe. But this is the same guy who made you believe he was a great AEW champion and got squashed by Jon Moxley in less than 20 minutes. I mean, less than 5 minutes. So
why are you bringing up? That doesn't. Well, yeah.
It was. Yeah. Never happened to Roman. Never happened to the tribal chief. So yeah, I'm confident that Roman Reigns will leave WrestleMania. Like I said, he's gonna go back. He's gonna do some mental exercising.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as CM Punk's wife like to say, therapy. He's gonna do all that.
Okay.
And then when it's time at the end of the night in Las Vegas, Nevada, live at Caesar's Palace, be raising them ones.
Well, brother Hugh.
Without again.
Oh, there he goes. I'm not so sure, Brian H. I don't know what stories left to tell with Roman.
What you mean?
I'm not
right.
I'm not so convinced. Go ahead. What's the problem?
The problem is, see, Cody been carrying the WWE as the QB1.
Mm-hmm.
But in all actuality, CM Punk has been the one running the plays. And CM Punk has been doing a good job. That's the reason why it's Roman Reigns and CM Punk. I'm give him credit where credit is due.
Mm-hmm.
He's defending the turf, but he's also tried
holding it down.
He also tried to tear the company down, and Roman Reigns is going to remind him why he was the chosen one, and he was put in that position, and he exceeded the expectations.
But what I'm telling you is, all that sounds true. Sounds good, and it is true. I'm not saying what you're saying is not factual, but the reality is, Roman's a part-timer now. You can't carry the company on part-time money. It doesn't work that way anymore. It's almost like an Undertaker draw. Yeah, you bring Undertaker just in time for WrestleMania. You're going to sell some WrestleMania tickets at the end of the day. But like you said,
he was going to do the one thing that nobody else has done. He was going to be a champion and a movie star at the same goddamn time.
As much as he says that, you and I both know that's probably not possible.
Hey, man, we'll
see. It's because if it was, don't you think John Cena would have did it first?
That's the thing. Somebody got to do it first. It's going to be Roman Reigns.
Well, are they going to make another Marine movie starring Roman Reigns? Because
that's crazy. He's above that though.
What I'm saying is, brother Hugh, I'm not so convinced because Roman, like I told Brian H before you had dipped out, Roman Reigns he's a part-timer now. How can you be QB1? How can you carry the company if you're part-time? This isn't the pandemic anymore. This isn't post-pandemic. Like, we're live on Netflix every Monday. And guess what? If it's not one of your dates, what are you, Brock Lesnar now? How can you be the guy to save WWE and you're barely there? And this is the guy that you guys are expecting to win. I raise you another one, gentlemen. And this is the last thing I'm going to say, because we're going to leave this on the nugget. Why are you guys so convinced that Roman winning is the next story that they're trying to tell? How do we know that the next story in the saga of Roman Reigns and the Samoan wrestling dynasty has to do with Roman Reigns winning? Where do we go now if Roman Reigns actually loses? I mean, nobody expected the streak to be broken. There was a pause and a hush amongst the audience. We even got a meme out of it. Sometimes brother guy gets confused as the person who, made that face, but it's not him. Right? Who's to say that we don't have another one of those moments? It's because we're so convinced that the Roman Reigns, right, has to win simply because he's Roman Reigns, when, hey, maybe there's a bigger story in Roman losing.
No.
Huh? Anybody
No.
about it? Oh, he said no.
Not at all. The chase, the comeback is given.
It's given what? Part-time?
WrestleMania 13 was supposed to be.
Especially when you're going into Saudi.
I'm trying to say Roman Reigns is a part-time guy now. He said it. Seth Rollins criticized his schedule, and Roman Reigns said, "Man, you would love to have my schedule," but the reality is he's not there anymore. So we're supposed to see CM Punk every night and not see Roman Reigns. He said it. I'm there every night. Where are you?
He gonna be on. He will be. CM Punk been working a lot. He gonna be taking a break soon anyway. He gonna take that post-Mania break.
But what did Roman say? Roman said what? He said, I've been out. I gave y'all a chance to take over, and y'all people ain't taking over the way y'all supposed to.
Right. But Roman Reigns has also got 7 dates a week, 7 dates a year.
That's fine when you're the top dog, though.
Okay. So
earned it.
You think Netflix wants to hear that?
Hey, when he show up,
That's
what you got the Scragglers for. The LA Knights, your CM Punks. They've been doing it. Let's be honest.
You think the toilet paper commercial is going to want to be like, hey man, we paid Netflix good money to have Roman Reigns come out, and he only there every 2 weeks on a Thursday.
I mean, you just brought Danhausen in for that.
Oh, stop it. Anyway, that's I know they're on 2 different shows. I just need Danhausen and R-Truth just to have something together at some point, please. They have to be.
You might have to throw Kit Wilson in there too.
And Kid Wilson, just all 3 of them. It's going to set the world on fire. But I think we've come to a stalemate, gentlemen. I don't think none of us are completely sold. I don't care what you guys say. I think you guys are just saying this same way CM Punk is. You guys are just saying this just to convince yourself that you're like, no, there's no way in the world Roman loses this match. But I raise you one. Like I said before, I don't know. Who's to say that he might not win? But who knows? We're 6 weeks away. Is that correct, Brian? 6 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
6 weeks away from WrestleMania. This main event is heating up. CM Punk's, latest pipe bomb, I guess, definitely rattle some feathers. And, the brothers don't believe that he went too far. You also believe that, hey, he might need to go a little bit further because, but with that being said,
gotta step a little bit further.
Yes, you better stop before you catch the Holy Ghost like your brother.
Hey, man, it's crazy, right?
Maurice he snaps when he starts singing "Step to the Water." Anyways, Roman Reigns. I'm not sure he's emotionally stable enough, especially if CM Punk keeps hitting below the belt. But I'm looking forward to hearing what Roman Reigns' response will be, whether it's a vignette or a promo or whatever.
He's there every week from here on out.
Are you sure?
Yes, I saw the schedule.
Not next week.
What do you mean not next week?
I don't think it's next week. I thought it was the week after.
Okay. You may be right, but I know he got a lot of dates.
Go figure.
Yeah, he do.
He better. If Brock Lesnar has more dates than him, he should be ashamed of himself. Because Brock Lesnar got like 7, 8 dates before.
All right, brother. He was right.
Say,
I know, right?
Next week, but 16th, the 23rd, the 30th, and then the 13th.
Okay. All right. So I think this is hold on, wait a minute. We got last minute
going to Madison Square Garden, March 30th.
With everyone, this is a quick comment from Word Life Cena Fan 54. It says, with everyone hounding on Punk for his closing line on Roman disrespected Cody and Dusty for Mania 40. The Mania 40 bill by saying, you're irrelevant like your father. What's worse?
Again, Dusty would have been like, yeah, you should have been my son, baby.
Oh,
you say my name.
That was Seth
Rollins.
Nah, but again, wrestlers, I don't know if Word Life was here.
Their
earlier.
families are built different, like you said earlier.
Families are built different. They love it. I mean, you said it last week. The Hart family was loving it. Oh my gosh! Guess what? I'm so glad you brought that up. I brought Bret
Hart's coming on the show. He's coming on our show.
I wish. One day.
All right. I got excited a little bit.
But Bret the Hitman Hart's book is available on audio.
Oh yes. Does he does his own audio stuff?
And he's reading it.
Oh, he's going to be acting a fool on that one.
Bro,
have you heard it yet?
He better go crazy.
How professional is he? Because Bret Hart is at the age now where he says anything out of his mouth.
Look, I am in the preface.
Oh yeah, it's on now. See, I'll listen to that.
24 hours long.
Oh boy.
See, I had the physical copy, and it's like this thing. Most wrestling books about 8 to 16 hours.
But you read
give
it,
or
didn't
take. I read it. I read the ebook.
I had that book actually.
Yeah, on my at the time probably was like my iPhone 5 or 6 or something. No, I think I was doing the iPod at the time. But yeah, I read the ebook. No, it was definitely it was the iPhone 4S. Read that. And I was like, all right, cool. But this was the one book out of everybody's book. I said, man, like I got Hogan's. I heard his a little bit, but I was like, I don't need to go back and hear it again. But it's so many stories in there. Like Bret's book had it. Like I was still like hooked on it. So I am excited about listening to this. I just finished the second version of the Titan Sinking trilogy or whatever. That basically talks about like 95, 96, 97. So I just feel it's like the one that's about 96. So I was like, all right, now hold on. What was the name of it? It's a part of the Titan trilogy. But Titan Screwed. And it ends with Survivor Series 96. Bret comes back because it talked about Vince being upset at the contract he gave Bret Hart. And if you go back and listen to all the commentary when he's like, oh yeah, Ken Bret Hart he's kind of moving a little slow, and Bret was getting very offended by all of that. Yeah, and then Bret was like, look, if you had a problem with the contract you gave me, you should, whatever. And he was like, no, man, I'm sorry. And then obviously the next year we know what happened. Bret wouldn't have taken the belt over there. But it was a thing. You talk about what did you read? What did you find this weekend? When I found that, I immediately popped. So I finished that book. Yeah. So in Audible,
they my next car ride. My car ride stuff.
Yep. If the fact that he's doing, like, I've listened to some books like Allen Iverson, Ray Lewis, they don't read their books.
Right. Yeah.
I imagine
Ray Lewis read his book.
Oh my gosh, bro!
The thing is,
and now I'm the Lamb of God has freed me.
That's why I was mad because the person who did it was trying to like
sound like
emulator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's bad. Don't give no bootleg version of something.
Yeah, right. Same with Dusty Rhodes' book that same way. The guy's like, and then my dad gave me.
Oh
this,
no!
and,
stop.
It's like
give me Dusty. I want no impersonators.
Right. The thing is because and a lot of times when people read audio books in wrestling, they don't pronounce stuff right. Like in this book, Titan Sinking, he kept saying Mark Miro. Yeah, and I'm like, come on. Right, like, bro, come on. I'm watching WrestleMania 27.
John B. Bad?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what the buyer's remorse. They thought they was getting Johnny B. Bad. Like,
I know,
actually,
right?
You can't have that. But now do something with him. Did y'all see Jack Swagger?
No.
Oh yeah,
signing up for Power Slap.
Oh, jeez.
I just watched the clip where Stone Cold almost ran him over as he's coming down to referee the worst match in WrestleMania history.
Bill's about to kick in. That's what it is. Like, AEW money ran out.
Yep.
Yeah, he hate Tony Khan. He burned that.
Yeah, he can't go back. Yeah.
Yep. You can't go nowhere. He better start training guys. The performance center is always open.
If they let him
train the next generation of tomorrow. Am I tripping or have I not seen Billy Gunn on AEW or his sons?
I haven't seen that in a while.
Say something.
I got a feeling.
Oh my gosh! Don't threaten us with a good time.
I'm just saying. I think somebody might be. Listen, everybody else in DX and or the Click is working behind the scenes. DX pretty much runs WWE.
Come on home.
Road Dogg went back to his old job, and Billy Gunn is 60 years old, looking the way he does, and his sons haven't been on TV. Usually, when somebody's not on TV for a period of time, it's like they've kind of made it clear, like, yeah, we'll probably be finishing up around here.
Right.
I
They'll
don't
be
know.
gone for another year, just sitting in the back, and catering.
Yeah, just eating
You know how Tony do.
fish. Yeah, treat you right though. That's cool.
Supposedly.
Tony, give us a call. It's hard. But follow us on all of our social media platforms at Wrestling Realm. Subscribe to our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube at The Wrestling Realm. Don't forget to also follow Championship Culture on Instagram. You can catch all the episodes of Championship Culture on youtube.com/The Wrestling Realm. Playlist Championship Culture. Catch up on everything from seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you miss all the championship glory, fellas, the WrestleMania season is heating up. I know we've been watching WrestleManias left and right, and you guys are watching them tonight. This is we're on another road. We should be proud. This is like history, man. Like, we've been doing this for a long time, and we're on another road to WrestleMania. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns might be the one that kind of puts everything over the edge. No pun intended. Y'all don't like your edge. But until then, wrestling fans, stay safe, stay wrestling fans. We will be back next week with another compelling and enriching and educational episode of the Wrestling Realm Now podcast. And until then, be safe, be real. And that's all I got. Peace. Why did you take your glasses off so slow, Brother Hugh? That's crazy.
I don't know.
Houston, we have a problem.
For all exclusive shows and bonus material, subscribe to our Patreon channel at patreon.com/thewrestling_realm. You can watch all of our Wrestling Realm content anytime on youtube.com/thewrestling realm.